Hello everybody, JHancho bringing you another Cryosin replay. As this SCV gets to work, I'll tell you that he is in the southwest corner as the blue Terran on Kulas Ravine. His opponent going to be Meditron up at the top right as the red Protoss. Again, these were called Mass Marine into Thor builds. That was kind of the topic which he posted these to. So we'll see exactly what goes on during these games. This probe going to be building a sensible pylon just far enough to wall off or get a good choke going, and Cryosin responding to "Good luck, have fun" with Marklar. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but both of them kind of continue the conversation. Always good to see that kind of stuff. Cryosin, of course, going to be walling off a little bit. Early Protoss pressure for Terran requires a wall off because Zealots are so hard to kill if they're not, forced back by supply depots. But Marklar here, Cryosin, going to be sending out an semi-early scout again right after that first supply depot was built. Unfortunately, he kind of is going the right way. He does see his opponent, and he can kind of surmise that if he's not here, he's going to be up the top right. The gateway is nearly completed. Pretty standard stuff. I kind of don't like to use that phrase, but it's true. The probe for Meditron is going to get in for a tech lab or another supply depot goes up, and it looks like he's just going to be annoying, attacking not the SCV in the base, in building the barracks, but just the barracks itself. So he's going to come off with just a little bit of damage here, but not enough to really derail Cryosin from continuing his build here. Now, Cryosin's SCV did make it all the way up there, sees that there is one gas, and he tries to do the same thing that we saw last game, kind of hides his SCV. Unfortunately, Meditron is a little wise to that, gets that early core against Reapers, you can never be too sure, and sends another one to get that second gas. So we might be seeing some sort of heavier gas build. I doubt this is going to be kind of a 4-gate, warp gate pressure type thing. And Meditron doing the smart thing, taking the watchtower here. It's going to be able to see pretty much anything that comes out of Cryosin's corner. There's that tech lab we see. We'll probably see a Reaper come out, as we saw last game. We'll see what he does with this money. No, it's just going to be a Marine. Getting another depot. Still going to be off of one gas, continuing hopefully to produce some SCVs. Even though the Mule does give him a little bit of advantage, he cannot keep up with a chrono boosting Nexus. Warp Gate going to be chrono boosted out. Look for a forward proxy pylon from this probe, just so that he can put on pressure without having to walk all the way across the map. This SCV going to be annoying until a Stalker gets out, which is well on its way. But it is kind of interesting that there's a Stalker. The SCV's days are numbered. Boom goes the SCV. A Reaper here going to serve as kind of a forward reconnaissance. Kulas Ravine, of course, a great place for Reapers to play. They have this entire upper expansion here to kind of hop and skip and jump down the ridge to either serve as a scout or to serve as an offensive force. You see a sentry here, able to pretty much force field out nearly this entire place. There's that pylon I was talking about. The Stalker gonna be sent to this other watchtower, and the Reaper, well on its way, probably gonna cut across, peer into the one watchtower. Unfortunately, is gonna be right near where the Stalker is, and it's probably gonna get denied, as Reapers are very fragile, and for some reason can't outrun a Stalker, as my tongue gets tied into little knots. Now a Sentry Stalker going to be used as pressure against these early Marines. Another one on the way. Reactor in full swing. Another one being built. Another barracks being built. So 3 reactor barracks plus a reactor tech lab, able to produce a ton of Marines. So actually, if I was Cryosin, I would take this before any more reinforcements come in. Every 20 seconds that he waits, or something along those lines, is another 2 stalkers, 3 stalkers that can come out of the warp gates. Now, an expansion going down, and we see that he's getting a Citadel, so we might be seeing some Blink play. Why do I call it Twilight Council? I will get it, you know, maybe a year after the game comes out or something like that. But shields are researched. We should be seeing Stim probably as soon as he gets another 100. And it looks like he canceled something because he just got a ton of minerals. Might have been the effect of 1 mule, who knows. But Stim should be on the way soon. He's going to move out with, what was that, 17 Marines. And he's going to be able to do a little bit of damage here and there from the sentry. Kind of a little weak play there by Meditron, choosing the sentry that was closest and weakest to the Marines. Now we do see that stalkers do fall somewhat quickly per cost to Marines. They will be doing a lot of damage, unfortunately, and not firing the best way possible. This Marine, of course, 2 kills, 15 hit points, and is going to storm up here to kill this pylon. This probe going to go down as well. But he does have his expansion up. 3 gates, thinking Zealots will do well. Probably going to get Blink or Charge. I'd bet on Charge right about now, getting his 4th gateway. Chrono boosting out his gateways, realizing that there's going to be some pressure, and getting hopefully some more probes out of his second nexus. These Marines surviving the first battle are going to be bolstered by this whole slew of Marines, and we do see another Reaper being produced out of the Tech Lab barracks. A ton more Marines out of this one. And this big old push here from the Terran player, will it be enough to ward off all of these Zealots as they do slice through? A little bit of micro here. Without charge, it's very difficult for Zealots to continue doing damage. But a little bit of micro here. They are going to choose to kill the probes first. They do have priority. So look for, as soon as all these probes do go down, look for these sentries and Zealots to take a little bit more damage. And it's almost like this is just one push by Cryosin. He's content to just continue producing Marines and then do another push afterward, make his opponent worry about that when he needs to. But now you see Charge getting chrono boosted out. It's about what you need to do against any type of ranged unit, such as a Hydralisk or these Marines and Marauders. Sentry is going to be used in place of Stalkers because of look at that little great aggro that Cryosin does. Now finally these units are going to be kind of rallied up here and bolstering the forces that have taken out so many Protoss units already, and still more units being produced. An expansion finally on the board for Cryosin, getting his second gas hopefully soon, going to be transitioning into those Thors if he needs to. And this little stim, he's not even stimming. What am I talking about? He doesn't even have stim, does he? No, he doesn't even have stim. This Nexus is going to go down. Meditron can't save it. This poor pylon is going to go down. This poor probe. And now it's a Zealot Sentry force here. And unfortunately this one's not even going to get it to touch the Marine ball. And actually that's a pretty good strategy for Cryosin, since he doesn't have anything that can outrun a Marine. All he can do is just continue to micro these. Now charge is done, so the little micro only works between and these sentries using force field to try and prolong their lives. Meditron calls a good game, realizes he can't beat these mass Marines, and it's pretty tough actually. The way Cryosin plays, it's tough to beat because you can't really beat it with a lot of the gimme plays that you could do against Protoss going mass Zealot. For instance, you could get one Banshee out, you get a couple siege tanks against your wall. If you're Protoss, you can just get a couple sentries and force field them off as your stalkers and sentries pick them off. But with Marines, since they are ranged units, it's much tougher. You could even make this build even more scary by including an SCV or two and bunkering up the Protoss's main. That way, all you can do is pick it off with a couple stalkers at a time. Zealots would go down pretty easily to 2 full bunkers, plus Marines behind the bunkers. Interesting way to play, and I like it. It works. Beautifully done by Cryosin. Meditron, playing fairly solidly, has everything he needs really on these mineral patches. Had his early expansion. Looked like he was going to control a little bit more of the game, but unfortunately Marines are pretty deadly actually. So we'll look forward to a couple more of these Cryosin replays. We'll see exactly what he chooses to do. Like I said, these are Mass Marine into Thor. We haven't seen a Thor quite yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. So good luck, have fun, and see you guys at launch. I'm really excited that it's only a few days away.